days a week, David.
No, that's
David.
fucking crazy.
Just
that's crazy.
Insertion crazy.
If that person ever shoots somebody prominent on the right, they'll pretend they're a right winger. It's like he used to get pegged by a trans girl, yeah, but his dad liked Trump. It's like, oh, okay.
I said that. Just date a tranny,
dude.
Just date. I don't even care. Just date a
official,
tranny.
Seriously, like the official position of the left is that this kid is a Trump supporter because his grandma said so. Even though he dated a trans girl, but also he killed Charlie because he wasn't fascist enough, and he was radicalized by Nick Fuentes that the left says is fascist, but somehow his rhetoric, the shooter's rhetoric, was anti-fascist. So he was anti-fascist who was radicalized by a fascist, according to the left. None of the story makes sense. None of it holds water. That's not what we're talking about today, Ryan. But you talked about pegging, and I immediately thought of that. Ryan has requested we fold the show and get out of here. So me and Ryan are gonna Eiffel Tower this bitch and go. On the show today, how many people don't know what that even means? It doesn't matter. On the show today, Ryan, the Eiffel Tower can go one of two ways. This isn't what the show is about, but just so
I didn't swear a single time, David. And for the record, the video could have already been pulled off the internet. So whoever we talked to the other day that said because of me, his grandson can't watch, that one was on you. So I didn't say the F word. I didn't say anything.
All right, hold on. We'll reset. Cover his ears. I'm going to explain Eiffel Tower, and then you can uncover his ears. I'll do this when it's time to uncover the ears of the young one.
Oh, you definitely do that during Eiffel Towering, David.
So Eiffel Towering is it goes in two directions. 2 females and 1 man, or 2 men and 1 females. No transgender in any direction. The men will be in front and behind. They will put their hands, I don't know which way I'm supposed to turn. They'll put their hands together like this. The girl in the center creating the Eiffel Tower look. The women is the same, but
inversed.
It's with 2 women. Ryan, let's Eiffel Tower.
It was called a going to Paris, David. For more, I
can't believe people are still watching this. Ryan, Sam Altman from OpenAI, which is famous for ChatGPT, did a quick interview. I would say it's a quick one with Tucker Carlson, and man, the interview itself.
Did he get him? Did he get him?
Well, hold on. The interview itself is worth watching. It's worth watching for sure. It's about an hour, but we are going to play one particular clip because this to me is wow. Tucker Carlson, wow. To have this dude and then to go 30 minutes with this guy and then to point blank, like I just got to play the clip. It's crazy. It's madness, Ryan. I literally, I hope I didn't overstate it for everyone, but this is like crazy to me.
So you had complaints from one programmer who said you guys were basically stealing people's stuff and not paying them, and then he wound up murdered. What was that?
As always, Ryan. I can pause at any point.
First off, how long is this clip?
I have up the full podcast, which is about an hour, but the clip itself is probably 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh, run it! I can't. So this is how he.
Also a great tragedy. He committed suicide.
Great.
Do you think he committed suicide?
I really do.
Have you looked?
This was like a friend of mine. This is like a guy that, and not a close friend, but this is someone that worked at OpenAI for a very long time. I was really shaken by this tragedy. I spent a lot of time trying to, read everything I could, as I'm sure you and others did too, about what happened.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. I watch a lot of body language experts. And this is a massive tell. Massive. Now keep in mind, for the other answers throughout this interview, he was looking at Tucker Carlson. He immediately, when asked this, is staring at the floor the entire time. I'm just saying.
It looks like a suicide to me.
Why does it look like a suicide?
It was a gun he had purchased. It was this is like gruesome to talk about, but I read the whole medical record. Does it not look like one to you?
No, he was definitely murdered, I think. There were signs of struggle, of course.
Can you pause it?
Dude, first of all, Tucker's face, that pause. Hold on. I just can't. I got to.
Camera.
Okay, that's a little better.
He actually doesn't give a fuck.
Dude,
Now he
Tucker
looks like-
is a I don't give a fuck guy. It's incredible to watch in real time.
Dude, the devil had to come to him and be like, yo, dude, here's what's going to happen.
Kill them
He's
all.
like, that was all. That was it. Tucker going for the throat.
Yo, that's actually crazy, though. He's like, yeah, it's actually a really close personal friend. And he's like, well, not really a close friend, but I knew him. It's kind of gruesome.
I mean, he worked at a company that made me a billionaire. So
He
like,
said, why do you think it was a suicide? Well, like the gun. I don't know. Why do you not think it was a suicide? He's like, no, the guy was definitely murdered. Like, without fucking any thought at all. I love it. That is.
No, I just set up this question because I thought it was a suicide. I brought you all the way down here to talk about something that, I knew 100%. Your opinion.
Everyone needs to take notes on this because it's such a game changer when you're that convicted to like what you believe. Like when you're so dedicated to what you believe in that you respond that quickly, that instantly, because you already know the answer. Because like I have no doubts on this. He was murdered. It's like a game changer in the conversation because you will throw people off because they're expecting you
Tucker.
to, well, I don't know, and go through nuances. He's like, nope, guy was murdered, definitely
murdered, 100%.
I'm telling you, do this in real life with people you work with or you talk with, your family, your friends, whatever. Do this
Or
in
a
real
college
life,
campus.
anywhere. You will catch people off guard. They don't know how to react to this because the normal thing for people to do, what people are expecting is that you're going to sit there and, nuance, gray territory. Nope, black and white. Don't think so. Doesn't make sense. He's going to go over the reasons why it doesn't make sense.
The wires had been cut. He had just ordered takeout food, come back from a vacation with his friends on Catalina Island. No indication at all that he was suicidal. No note and no behavior. He had just spoken to a family member on the phone. And then he's found dead with blood in multiple rooms. So that's impossible. Seems really obvious he was murdered. Have you talked to the authorities about it?
I have not talked to the authorities about it.
Really close friend of mine. Well, not really close, but I worked with him. Did you talk to
Yeah,
the
it's
authorities?
hard for me to talk about it,
No, I didn't talk to the authorities. Oh, okay.
Didn't find out what happened to your coworker and close friend.
Yeah, no, well, not that close. Dude, the fact he stipulated he was a really close friend. Well, actually, not that close. Like, dude, that conversation is so weird. To jump into, yeah, we were really close, and then to immediately pull it back, like, well, not that close. It's fucking wild.
What's wild is how crazy hoodies become a female. Can you just put a new one on and your old one is gone? Just not even a real. This I was not aware that this Sam dude was out making the trek because I talked about the Diary of a CEO had on. Oh God, I don't know his name, but you would know him. He's got like kind of spiky hair and he's got glasses and he talks about connecting with people. Dave, you've seen him. I've shared videos with him. I don't know his name.
Okay.
But he had him on and they were talking about like human nature. And he said one of the main faces of this open AI stuff, one of the main founders of these companies, I'm not going to say who. And he's like, he says very different things in public than he does in private about AI. And he says it's going to be the greatest thing ever and everybody's going to be taken care of. And he knows in reality that's just going to fuck everything up. And he actually like the way Steven put it in CEO is like the way that he views people and stuff is like kind of gross and like psychopathic. And I think it's him.
Well, potentially. Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I use ChatGPT, so
this whole episode is worth watching if you're curious of the AI thing. It's super interesting to watch. But we're going to continue here.
And his mother claims he was murdered on your orders.
Do you believe that?
I'm asking.
I mean, you just said it, so do you believe that?
I think that it is worth looking into, and I mean, if a guy comes out and accuses your company of committing crimes, I have no idea if that's true or not, of course, and then is found killed and there are signs of a struggle, I don't think it's worth dismissing it. I don't think we should say, well, he killed himself when there's no evidence that the guy was depressed at all.
Dude, it just gets better. He brings it up. He kind of soft sells it. And then he's like, well, the guy's mom thinks you did it. It is fucking crazy. These people are 3 feet from each other. Can you feel the room right now? Because I can feel it. It's fucking awkward.
Tucker's got his nuts just fucking full busting out of them pants right now, just slinging his big long schlong. Dude, did you kill this guy? What was he trying to say? Why'd you kill him? Big proponent of saying, hey, you're lying. This guy said you were lying about everything. He just helped you develop this stuff. Killed himself after vacation. Imagine going on vacation, coming back and dying. This sounds fucking terrifying.
I love the Sam Altman will actually fight this point a little bit, but Tucker's like, he just ordered takeout. Like, there's a lot of psychological tells, a lot of forensic.
Yeah, fucking Domino's coming, dude. What don't you get? He paid $37 for a 5-topping pizza. This dude was gonna watch fucking Seinfeld, get stoned, and eat pizza. Nope.
There is though. If you look, there's a lot of psychological analysis that goes into sometimes when people, when the claim is a suicide. Not only will they look at like the forensic data, but they'll look at the psychological side. And there's certain obvious tells that you clearly were not committing suicide. Like you weren't planning on dying, if you know what I mean. Like somebody took you out. Yes, ordering takeout would be a giant waste of everyone's time if you're just going to kill yourself. If you're planning on killing yourself, you're not going to be like, well, I'll order takeout, and then by the time it gets to me, I won't be here anymore, is typically not how that goes. It's like with arson, they'll look at very obvious tells like
too. Is that like a common thing that people don't leave it?
No,
like,
it isn't. It is not very common for us. It's really weird, but it's like if you think about it.
But isn't that weird in itself? That like it's weird that you don't leave a note when you like look, killing yourself is crazy enough. Yeah, it's crazy enough to do it, but then it's crazy enough that when you do it, you don't leave a note that people are like, well, he didn't even leave a note. You're like, he didn't even leave a note. Like, there's no note. Be like, well, why did he do it? Like, I don't know. No, dude. I just don't know what he was doing.
Yeah,
that is weird. I never thought about it till right now, David. Thanks for that. It's like, didn't even leave a note.
Well, yes, because what they're doing is leaving closure for their loved ones. Because again, they're not doing it to hurt people around them. So they still have empathy for people around them. They know what they're going to do is going to hurt everyone who's still around. So
that's why it's selfish as fuck.
It's such a harsh topic. They actually get into suicide a little bit because Tucker asked them earlier in the episode what is AI's position on suicide, because I think it was ChatGPT where I think we talked about this too, but ChatGPT literally like walked somebody through a suicide. Like they talked them into it basically. And he asked Sam about that. He's like, "Look, what is your official position? Like, how are you? Like, what are you going to do to change this going forward? Obviously, can't change the past, but like, what can we do?" And then he starts getting into the laws. Like, well, what about in Canada? Because in Canada, the MAIDS program is completely legal to kill yourself. So are you going to give people the number for the MAIDS program so you can get with people who can get you taken out? It's a very deep, touchy topic.
Well, especially because this machine, David, makes up its own answers.
You know what's crazy about that too?
They don't actually even know how it gets an answer. They just know where it gets its data from.
Well, this is fucking mind blowing to me, but this
like
is
you're not asking questions. I'm sorry, Dave. I'll show
no,
you're
I'm not in the AI side. I don't know a shitload of stuff about AI or computer programming. I know a little bit about binary code, but he describes how AI comes up with answers, and it's a long math problem. And it really fucking hurt my head thinking about that. He's like, it's basically doing very large multiplication at all times, constantly. Like, that's all computers do, is lots of math always. And then math turns into video games, or math turns into language, or math turns into like the crazy math turns into pictures. It's the craziest fucking, to try to figure out how computers work is fucking, it's bizarre.
Because it's not real.
No, it's like math creates figments.
It's like a
of
fifth
your
dimension.
imagination.
It's like a fourth dimension. It's like in Monsters Inc. when they open the door and there's a whole nother world there. That's literally what we're talking about.
It's Chinese takeout.
It was Chinese takeout?
Of course it was Chinese, yeah. Fucking
Ready
Chinese.
5 minute. Ready 5 minutes.
That's what
was
I'm
it
saying.
delivered?
Like, dude, he ordered Chinese. He knew he had
That's
15
picture they
minutes.
have is him grabbing it.
Oh, so the guy picked up food, came home, and then killed himself?
They said it wasn't being finished eaten. It was still half there.
Half eaten. But now that I'm full, I'm going to kill myself?
Hold on.
And the camera and
I
the
think, and if he was your
elevator up there.
friend, I would think you would want to speak to his mom. Or
I did offer. She didn't want to.
so, do you feel that, when people look at that and they're like, it's possible that happened? Do you feel that that reflects the worries they have about what's happening here? Like, people are afraid that this is like.
I've done too many interviews where I've been accused of like.
Oh, I'm not accusing you at all. I'm just saying his mother says that. I don't think a fair read of the evidence suggests suicide at all. I just don't see that at all. And I also don't understand why the authorities, when there's signs of a struggle and blood in 2 rooms on a suicide, like, how does that actually happen? I don't understand how the authorities could just kind of dismiss that as a suicide. I think it's weird.
You understand how this sounds like an accusation?
Of course. And I certainly, let me just be clear once again, not accusing you of any wrongdoing, but I think it's worth finding out what happened. And I don't understand why the city of San Francisco has refused to investigate it beyond just calling it a suicide.
I mean, I think they looked into it a couple of times, more than once, as I understand it. I saw and I will totally say, when I first heard about this, it sounded very suspicious to me.
Yes.
And I know you had been involved in.
Was mother
You were asked
reached
to look
out
into the
to,
case.
and I
pause it,
I
David.
don't know anything about it. It's not my.
ChatGPT killed him.
Right, it was a suicide.
Of course, the computer's smart enough to make it, and everybody believed that it was suicide.
If he maybe if it was suicide, ChatGPT probably talked him into it.
Well, I mean, he wrote the code, David, so he killed himself, clearly. Entendre. Data Tundra. Data
Literal
clips,
binary
David.
code.
Literal binary.
Entendre
Isn't that
binary.
weird? Computers only have 2 genders too, David? Ones and zeros. That's weird. Tridimensional computing. That was all, David. ChatGPT killed this guy. Figured it out.
World.
She just reached out cold.
She reached out cold.
Wow.
And I spoke to her at great length, and it scared the crap out of me. The kid was clearly killed by somebody. That was my conclusion, objectively, with no skin in the game.
And you, after reading the latest report,
Yes.
like, look,
I immediately called a member of Congress from California, Ro Khanna, and said, "This is crazy. You got to look into this." And nothing ever happened. And I'm like, "What is that?"
again, I think this is, I feel strange and sad debating this and having to
Oh, I'm
defend
not
myself
even
seems
debating
totally
it, I'm
crazy.
just
And you are a
asking.
little bit accusing me, but
When 2
this
smart
was
guys
like
are
a
arguing,
wonderful person
you are a
and
little
a
bit.
Yeah, you actually basically accused me of killing this guy.
It's like when Saruman and Gandalf square off in fucking Orthanc Tower and they're battling. Battling with
Well,
magic.
I'm not accused. No. You,
Oh, no. I didn't say you were a kid. No,
absolutely No.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not accusing you, but his mom doesn't believe that it was suicide. And
Yeah, and I definitely think we should look into the fact that you know.
I definitely think, yeah, definitely.
But
Well,
yeah.
not even after the last report, even less after I called the congressman and nothing. You are like kind of accusing me though. Dude, you know what's great? The interview continued after this too.
Oh yeah.
Gnarly.
We'll just for fun, we'll play a little bit after the questioning because it like just jumps back into like a normal interview. It's kind of fucking bizarre.
Tucker fucking greased him, huh?
family that is clearly struggling.
Yes.
And I think you can totally take the point that you're just trying to get to the truth of what happened. And I respect that.
But
I think his memory and his family deserve to be treated with a level of respect and grief that I don't quite feel here.
I'm asking at the behest of his family. So I'm definitely showing them respect. And I'm not accusing you of any involvement in this at all. What I am saying is that the evidence does not suggest suicide. And for the authorities in your city to elide past that and ignore the evidence that any reasonable person would say adds up to a murder, I think is very weird. And it shakes the faith that one has in our system's ability to respond to the facts.
So what I was going to say is after the first set of information that came out, I was really like, man, this doesn't look like a suicide. I'm confused. This looks like...
Okay. So I'm not being crazy here at all.
But then after the second thing came out and the more detail, I was like, oh, okay.
What changed your mind?
The second report on the way the bullet entered him and the sort of person who had like followed the sort of likely path of things through the room. I assume you looked at this too.
Yes, I did.
And what about that didn't change your mind?
the magic bullet, David.
This is such an incredible... Tucker immediately is like, okay, well, like the second report, like what changed your mind about it? He clearly doesn't have an answer. So keep in mind, Tucker's skeptical, and he's going to go back through it again. But Tucker's skeptical of this because of like 5 to 10 reasons. And he says, well, what about the second report like changed your mind? Because you're saying you were skeptical too. So what in the second report it makes you change? And he's like, well, there was like something about the gun and the trajectory and a guy who followed it around. What you read the report? Why didn't you change your mind? Okay, you didn't really do a great job answering, but sure, I'll respond.
It just didn't make any sense to me. Why would the security camera wires be cut? And how did he wind up bleeding in 2 rooms after shooting himself? And why was there a wig in the room that wasn't his? And has there ever been a suicide where there's no indication at all that the person was suicidal who just ordered takeout food? I mean, who orders DoorDash and then shoots himself? I mean, maybe. I've covered a lot of crimes as a police reporter. I've never heard of anything like that. So no, I was even more confused.
Can you pause it? The security cameras were actually cut.
The wires were cut to the camera.
And in the elevators?
Multiples. We're going to have to, hold on. When this is done, let's go through the actual report, because this is crazy. The security cams were cut.
I'm pretty sure, dude.
And
I'm
in the
pretty
elevators.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're cutting your camera. It's a murder. It's like premeditated.
Multiple cameras didn't work that all led to like this guy's room. Like,
well, David, you know, we have
the
that camera outside Epstein's cell. It doesn't like look in the cell. It's just like the door leading to his cell. You know, where he's got his TV and countertop.
Yeah. Well, the cameras failed the Epstein's cell. Wait, no, they didn't fail. The footage was there, but then it was erased. Wait, no, it wasn't erased. We have the footage, but we're gonna release it unedited. They release it unedited, or they release it edited. Yeah, it was edited, but it was like only a minute that was edited. Okay, but you edited it like 9 times. So like, yeah, well, hold on, we'll re-release just the footage. All right, like, just pick a lane, pick a story.
It's like they'll think you'll forget about it, or they're just waiting to like bury it.
I don't understand what the point of saying that the cameras didn't work, and then people like at that point were like skeptical, but then they like at that point, it's like, well, what are you going to do? Like, if they say the footage isn't there, they're not going to release it to us. And then they change their mind. Like, you should have just stuck with the original story. They're like, well, the cameras worked, but the footage
His
was
parents say
erased.
the camera in the elevator itself had been disabled.
That's the last picture.
That's very frequent. It's very common for people to cut the cameras to multiple rooms.
This is where it gets into, I think, a little bit painful, just not the level of respect I'd hope to show to someone with this kind of mental
I get it.
illness.
I totally get it. It's
People
just
do
his
commit
family
suicide
asked
without
me.
notes a lot. Like, that happens.
For sure.
People definitely order food they like before they commit suicide. Like, this is...
How many?
How many?
Elevator, garage, and neighbors.
Romero added that the security cameras in the elevator, building garage, and the neighbors were not working. This is his murder conspiracy was executed over long-term planning and watching. This is what his mom's claiming. Despite the family's pleas, the chief medical examiner confirmed the police suicide ruling, the release of his autopsy. New findings include that he was drunk and had multiple drugs, including GHP in his system, when he shot himself. For the record, they can put drugs in your system and then kill you. Like, I don't know what this is about.
So real quick, I just was like, I wonder what like the numbers of that is, because he's like, well, people absolutely order takeout food and then kill themselves, which I don't know. I don't hear that being a common thing. But when I Googled it, it said a 2020 study in the Journal of Affective Disorders found that a positive association between high fast food consumption and suicide attempts. What the fuck?
Meaning the more you get fast food, the more you kill yourself?
That's crazy.
Is that what that's
Yes.
in?
Yeah, literally. That's actually fucking crazy. Okay, Google, I'm not suicidal, relax. Holy shit. Side note there.
College report back at 0.17.
So that's twice the legal limit?
More.
Well, 0.08 is the legal limit, so 0.16.
Is it?
He was 0.18, but 0.16 is 2 shots, like within an hour. So he's like just 2 drinks over the legal limit.
What amphetamine, norepinephrine,
Nephrephrine.
all of this was in the system.
Neuropseudoephedrine and GHP were presented in his blood. Parents claim there was blunt force trauma to his son's head. There was no such injury according to the autopsy. He bought a Glock pistol January 4th, 2024, with 1 spent casing in the chamber. Gunshot residue on both of his hands, DNA on the gun. The bullet was confirmed to have been fired by that gun. Medical examiner did not find soot and unburned gunpowder particles on the skin around the wound, which may be obscured by changes of post-mortem decompression. They got some pictures. Where did he shoot himself? Did it say?
I don't know. It was like his part of it
No, I mean like on his body.
right in the head.
So he shot himself in the head and then walked 2 rooms before he died?
They said it in the frontal cortex. It said it lodged in his neck, through his head.
His neck where his nerves are? And walked 2 rooms?
That's what this was.
Don't come here. The human body is a powerful thing. I'm not discounting the ability of the human body. People have lived through plane crashes, so
Dude,
especially
you want to hear
wallets.
some? Are you
Especially
ready for some
wallets.
crazy shit? We'll continue the clip in a second here, but there is a there was a Forensic Files episode. This is fucking madness. This dude's son came home from college. I think this was in Rochester, if I remember correctly. He axed his fucking dad like in the head. it hit a part of his brain that basically made him brain dead. But there's another part of your brain that handles like your normal muscle memory, day-to-day activities. So this dude with an axe in his head, bleeding out, basically dead, was walking around. He went out, he got the paper, he like poured a cup of coffee, he grabbed the paper, he sat down to read, and then just like slumped over. Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy.
We are that ingrained in rituals, dude.
That is fucking. How many cups of coffee did this dude fucking drink every like?
Need to drink to wire that in his subconscious? Oh my God. Like to check the paper to do that, he had to do that, what, 10,000 times in his life or something crazy for it to be ingrained that deep into him?
Holy
Whack.
madness.
This is an incredible tragedy, and
That's his family's view, and they think it was a murder, and that's why I'm asking the questions.
if I were his family, I am sure I would want answers, and I'm sure I would not be satisfied with really any. I mean, there's nothing that would comfort me in that, you know?
Right.
Like, so I get it. I also care a lot about respect to him.
Right.
Not because it's tied to my company or anything.
I have to ask your version of Elon Musk has like attacked you and all this.
We're gone. We're off.
What is the core of that dispute from your perspective?
Look, I know he's a friend of yours, and I know what side you'll be.
I actually don't have a position on this because I don't.
Dude, they just jump over to Elon Musk. They're like, okay, we're done talking about your friend that died.
Now we're
It's
talking
bizarre.
about your friend, Elon Musk. I know he's a friend of yours. What a bitch. Fucking
He's like, well,
betas,
I
dude.
actually don't have a position on this.
I hate that word, but these guys are cucks. These fucking Scientologist social media trillionaires.
Well, they're nerds. I mean, let's just be honest. Open AI employee suicide. Hold up. Suchir Balaji? Is that the guy? Dude, I'm gonna get at least one, maybe 5 Range Rover ads, just so everyone's aware. Happens every time.
Allegedly, this dude had a storage, David.
OpenAI whistleblower who died was being considered as a witness against the company.
Who died?
Oh, look at that bird. Fucking sick. Suchir Balaji, a former OpenAI engineer and whistleblower who helped train artificial intelligence systems behind ChatGPT and later said he believed those practices violated copyright laws, has died according to his parents and San Francisco officials. He was 26. He worked at OpenAI for nearly 4 years before quitting in August. He had been well regarded by colleagues at the San Francisco company, where Cofer this week called him one of OpenAI's strongest contributors, who is essential to developing some of its products. Balaji was found dead in his San Francisco apartment on 26 November, and what police said appeared to be a suicide. No evidence of foul play was found during initial investigation. The city's chief medical examiner's office confirmed the manner of death to be suicide. His parents, Purnima Ramaro and Balaji Ramaruthi, said they are still seeking answers, describing their son as a happy, smart, and brave young man who loved to hike and recently had returned from a trip with friends. Balaji grew up in San Francisco Bay Area, fledgling AI research lab, 2018, internship, blah, blah, blah. Suchir's contributions to this project are essential. He had a knack for finding simple solutions. Shifted organization, the huge data set, writings. He later told the Associated Press he would try to testify in the strongest copyright infringement case and considered a lawsuit brought by the New York Times last year to be the most serious. Times lawyers named him an 18 November court filing as someone who might have unique, relevant documents supporting allegations of OpenAI's willful copyright infringement. Now, Tucker, go back and watch this whole interview, because it's a masterclass from Tucker Carlson, because he's from the beginning setting up, laying the bricks to ask the question about this. Because what are some of the questions he asks? He asks about AI and copyright laws right before this, I think. And before that, he's asking about AI and suicide. All leading up to when he says, well, what about the guy who leaked information about copyright infringement on you guys, and then he committed suicide? Just tied it all together in a nice bow. I don't think that was coincidental.
I had an interview 3 days after he died to spill the beans.
Oh, well, that's the first thing you want to do before you.
His parents picked up his phone and talked to the reporter.
Yeah, it's also not a very common thing to make. We talked about this in the past, and I don't remember what specific case, but there was another person who committed suicide, and like they had all these plans to go out and testify and do all these things, and it's another tell. Like you typically don't set up long-term plans, or even
Also,
short-term
just start fucking talking. Why are we waiting? What are we waiting for?
It's like a press conference.
Who gives a fuck? I know. Look, these people are trying to do it the right way. You don't think like the AI software that like you're trying to fuck. This is what I'm trying to say. If the fuck we showed the article that AI said we're gonna show the tape of you fucking around on your wife if you try to shut down this experiment. But I'm supposed to believe the guy that's gonna crack the whistleblower about OpenAI being the largest copyright infringement in fucking American politics and history and business, everything else, that the very AI software that did all that, is it gonna have a fucking Trojan horse on its own creators? I can't be the only one thinking this. How come we're not charging the AI? Unless we all believe it together, David, with all of our data that we've given it. Well, it's just mass metadata. This is what majority of people believe. It's an interesting thought. It's the computer. It always has been the computer. My point in saying that is not literally that the computer is literally being malicious, but how am I not supposed to believe? Do you really don't think that this guy has his own security chat GPT plugged into stuff? Like, I don't know. Like, how many of these people?
He told the AP that he had grown gradually more disillusioned with OpenAI, especially after the internal turmoil that led to its board of directors to fire and then rehire the CEO Sam Altman last year. Blasi said he was broadly concerned about how its commercial products were rolling out, including their prosperity for spouting false information known as hallucinations. So part of the starting point. So, dude, crazy. Listen to the interview. The interview, he says, oh, Tucker brings this up and he's like, oh, really good friends. And then Sam Altman's like, well, not that good of friends. Now in the article, we're finding out that the entire jumping off point for this guy was when they fired Sam Altman, his good friend, and then rehired him. Doesn't sound like they were good friends. Don't sound like good friends. If Sam Altman would tell you they weren't good friends. We're really good friends. Well, actually, we weren't that close.
He got me fired. What a weird story, huh?
He acknowledged that it was unpopular opinion within the AI research community, which is accustomed to pulling data from the internet, but said they will have to change it, and it's a matter of time.
Are they saying that because ChatGPT gets information like outside of copyright?
Well, I think what they're saying is they're basically pulling literal copyright information. Because, well, think of it this way.
It doesn't know. It's just gaining. It's just getting the information. It doesn't know it's like restricted.
Sure. Well, think of it this way. AI, we have to pick one lane. AI either can think on its own or it can't. And if it can think on its own and it's copywriting, it's doing so with intent. If it can't think on its own, somebody programmed it.
to copyright, which would then be a lawsuit anyways.
Yeah.
Which
because-
then, if that went to court, Dave, if that went to court, then that would prove that AI really isn't AI to be a fraudulent software, basically. So, like, either way, it kind of looks bad, huh?
I'm just trying to find like the actual.
I've heard that actually be a theory, Dave, that AI is actually just a fluffed up Google. Who knows, though?
I don't know. These people who are found dead always have these suspicious. Yeah, suicide.
Similarities.
Like, dude, the Russian, he's found dead. Fucking
Wrapped in a
strangled.
bag in his fucking bathroom. With a rope around his neck. Found dead.
All right, let's ironically use Grok this. Skeptical views, reasons for doubt. Skepticism stems from a combination of family allegations, forensic discrepancies, and the high-profile nature of Balaji's whistleblowing. Balaji's accusations were not fringe; they aligned with ongoing lawsuits from media outlets like the New York Times and authors, estimating that up to 94% of ChatGPT's outputs could derive from copyrighted material. His potential testimony was seen as a threat to OpenAI's business model, which relies on vast data sets scraped from the web. Below is a breakdown of key skeptical elements supported by reported details. Family claims. Balaji's parents insist that he was happy and not suicidal. He had just returned from vacation, celebrated his 26th birthday, ordered takeout food via DoorDash at 7:30, captured on CCTV. Shortly before his body was discovered during a welfare check at 1:15 p.m. the next day, his mother spoke to him that evening, describing him as in good spirits. That, to me, isn't that weird because that's actually common. That you're not
super happy because you're about to end it, yeah.
Well, I don't even know if it's that or it's that you don't want to lead on and let people know that something's wrong. Because if you're that committed to it, if you've already come up with the conclusion that you're going to go forward with this, you don't want to let anybody in on the secret. So it's actually kind of common, even long term, for people to play it off. Ryan, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, you've gone through this. I've gone through this as well, where someone like you wouldn't even see it coming. You're like, well, there's no way that guy, like that's fucking crazy. Like that guy would have. I can't believe he committed suicide. Like he was just always in good spirits. He was a good dude, And
Yep.
That's actually not that weird, to be fair. They hired a private investigator and commissioned a second autopsy, which allegedly revealed, it did or didn't, signs of a struggle, including blood spatter in 2 rooms, bathroom, and another area. A gunshot wound to the back of the head at a downward angle, which they claim was impossible for self-infliction. The bullet reportedly missed the brain and lodged in the neck. A lot of times you'll see this. It's not that it's impossible to go to your back of your head. It's awkward though. It's weird. No normal person would go all the way back like this.
It's assassination style. Get on your knees and you shoot him in the back of the head. It's assassination.
Which is Ryan. Which is why there's gunpowder residue on his hands. Because he was taken out execution style. Think it's crazy? Does that sound crazy?
Then you put the barrel of the gun right by it, so when it blasts, it gets all over your hands.
Does that sound crazy?
It didn't say it was like here, David. Like I don't know. Like I don't know what gunshot residue.
It goes fucking everywhere. Yeah.
It goes everywhere, but maybe it's concentrated, or like where your grip is, it wouldn't be there. You know what I mean? Like it actually would be everywhere, but like the V of your hand, because that's
Sure.
on the. You know what I mean? I don't actually know that. I'm not a firearms expert, but you would think that there would be something. There'd be some kind of congruencies. Enough people have been shot, and we studied it to know.
Whoa.
I think.
The independent autopsy found that there was a second gunshot wound that wasn't even noted in the official report.
Wonder why?
Is it
Magic
common to shoot yourself in the back of the head twice?
Oh. Vince Foster did it, David, didn't he?
Trauma to the tongue inconsistent with suicide.
Meaning severe stress, like you grit your teeth or something.
I don't know. I mean, I guess depending how you fall, maybe I don't know. Presence of GHB, a sedative, sometimes called the date rape drug, in his system, which the OCME dismissed as endogenous, naturally occurring, but the family disputes this timing and interpretation. This to me is fucking weird, though. Why the fuck was there a wig? Was no one skeptical of the fact there was a random wig at the apartment?
They ass fucked him. They ass fucked him and killed him.
Missing hard drives. Missing hard drives containing open AI related documents, which the family says were present before police arrived, but vanished afterward.
Why are we waiting again to go out on record?
Those
Alex
just happened to be.
Alex said years ago, dude, the way you protect yourself is you just start talking, put on the camera and just start talking. It don't matter. Don't matter if no one ever watches and you die, because then you have the paper trail and you have the record of all of the videos I've ever fucking made.
But Ryan, what if YouTube takes down those videos that you
I will
posted?
never kill myself, YouTube. You can try. Dave has them on a hard drive that you could try to get or whatever, but I'm sure I've. Oh, YouTube, you also forget that I do this in real life, so you can't you'd have to kill everybody.
Well, Ryan, what if you suicide yourself in the back of the head twice in multiple
I will never
rooms?
kill myself.
In
I will
multiple
never kill
rooms.
myself. What is the trauma about the tongue?
Most common in like murder situations, it's being silenced, having something put in your mouth, covered, or biting down from stress.
Yeah, I immediately thought the stress from like getting ass fucked before you were shot, which is why they have a wig. They date raped him and then killed him. They got his drugs. They gave him drugs. They found the laptops. He gave all the shit up because you're going to be super, super, super open on those drugs. Believe me. You're going to do whatever anybody wants.
Pressure from the authorities to approve rapid cremation, delaying their ability to view the body. No suicide note was found, which the family sees as suspicious. Dude, pushing for a fast cremation is fucking crazy. Yep, definitely killed himself. Burn the body. Wait, no, hold on. We want to do another autopsy. No. Burn it. Quick. Go, out the back. Fucking great. Dude, who gets a say in if my body's cremated? It better not be the authorities. Better not be the police. Police don't get to decide how my body goes.
My body, my choice. Do you know in New York State, David, you're automatically signed up as an organ donor sometimes?
Donut up, dude.
That's when you don't have choice of your body, though. That's why they want you to be an organ donor, David, so that they can just rush cremation whatever the fuck they want. Or they'll, take your organs, or it's the death panel conspiracy. Yeah, it happens. Don't tell me it doesn't. Considering suicide notes happen, sometimes and don't.
Ramareo appeared on Tucker Carlson's show in January, alleging a long-term murder conspiracy involving OpenAI and suppressed witnesses, including attorneys coerced into accepting the suicide narrative. She has demanded an FBI investigation. Attorneys coerced into accepting the suicide narrative. Wild.
They wouldn't do that, Dave. Why would they?
The claims gained traction after Romero shared CCTV stills and autopsy details in March 2025, though the family has not publicly released full autopsy copies, citing ongoing legal reviews. The crime scene and security anomalies. Apartment security cameras were reportedly disabled or had their wires cut, preventing footage of the incident. The welfare check was prompted anonymously, and initial police reports were vague, leading to speculation of a rust investigation. Who the
So
fuck
they
randomly
call-
decides to do a welfare check?
No, that's the thing. They called to get him there to find the body, to pick the body up, to clean the crime scene up before the family got there and started. Oh my God.
Right. That's that's why the anonymous welfare check is crazy, because that doesn't happen. Now, a parent who hasn't heard from her son in a few days, when he normally reaches out and I haven't heard from him in 3 or 4 days, that kind of welfare check would make me way less suspicious. Dude, randomly going to check on this guy's apartment that also had wires cut on cameras, that also all these other things. Also, there's a wig there. Also, the very things that he was going to leak to the public were missing, is madness. Anonymous welfare check is, how common is that? Never? Dude, when's the last time a police officer just came and knocked on your door and said, just making sure you're okay? Never? That's never happened in the history of ever once. It's not ever once happened.
Yeah,
Anonymous
not
welfare
never
check.
once. It's crazy.
An early OCME report allegedly suggested homicide before being changed to suicide the next day, a detail Altman referenced on September 10th, 2025 interview with Carlson, but which the family says they were unaware of. The report suggested homicide and then changed to suicide.
Crazy, dude.
Wow. Yeah, that's actually madness. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know. Holy shit. That's just, dude, I'm so blown away by this. It is like the most obvious layup of all time. Like, any self-respecting person with the balls who looks at this crime scene, who looks at all the information and says, like, nobody would say that's a homicide. That's madness. Absolute crazy.
I don't know what the FBI is going to do.
You're going to do nothing.
They didn't even let you know about Kid fucking Island when we caught them. They said there was a list and then no list. Do people forget that the federal government voted to not allow states to have their own version of AI? They're in on the AI scheme. That's why you got to start talking. Start releasing all the shit to the public. Your local cops are Nazis. I was told that by
local cops.
A local police officer.
Operation Paperclip, still alive and well. That's the right one, right? I always get confused by all these fucking crazy CIA operations.
Well, I mean, it's not like they were dosing people in California with strippers, David. Government would never do that. They love me. I seen the one that they blasted. They used the smog. Did we cover that on here? They used the smog in California to release like a small particle, and it got a bunch of people sick. And the only reason that people got sick is they had this crazy predisposition to like a very rare respiratory infection, and the 14 people that got sick or whatever all had that genome variant in their blood. Do that. Can you look that up? Be like, did the government ever experiment on the public unknowingly using bacteria in the California smog?
It says yes. The U.S. government, through the Navy and Army, conducted a secret biological warfare experiment in California during the 1950s that involved releasing bacteria into the air over populated areas. These tests were part of a broader Cold War era program to simulate biological attacks and assess urban vulnerabilities. The bacteria were dispersed
Just
using
drill, David.
The bacteria were dispersed using the region's natural fog and smog-like conditions to mimic how a bioweapon might spread, effectively experimenting on unsuspecting members of the public without their knowledge or consent. This violated emerging ethical standards for human experimentation, such as the
Just
Nuremberg
Nuremberg.
Code 1947, which emphasized informed consent. Hang 'em! Isn't that the punishment?
Death, yeah. Oh, except United States. You're not. United States government officials are not allowed to.
Really? We just got to pass.
Yeah.
So we can
Yeah.
be Nazis.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Operation Paperclip, live and well.
Yep. United States officials are exempt to Nuremberg statues.
Well, how fucking convenient. The most notorious incident was Operation Sea Spray in 1950, centered on the San Francisco Bay Area. So they've done this multiple times.
Well, I mean, it's not like, it's not like they have chemtrails, David. Maybe, this doesn't sound like a very early version of bioengineering and chemtrails or anything, David.
Now I got to remember another one, Operation Sea Spray. I'm not going to remember all this shit. Paperclip, Northwoods, Sea Spray, MK Ultra.
Operation Climax. What was the operation? Was it Operation Neptune? Was D-Day?
I literally can't keep track of all of them. Operation Neptune. What's this one?
And then what's Barbarossa, when Napoleon invaded Russia, or when Hitler invaded
D-Day.
South?
Operation Neptune most commonly refers to the naval and amphibious component of the Allied invasion of Normandy.
And what was Barbarossa? Was that Hitler?
It was codenamed as part of a larger Operation Overlord, executed on June 6, 1944, D-Day.
For Nazis' invasion of Soviet Union during World War II is Barbarossa. Got that one, I guess.
Operation Barbarossa was the codename for Nazi Germany's invasion of the Soviet Union.
The Schlieffen Plan, David.
Dude, there's a million of these fucking things. There really are. And people every day go to work and
Nothing matters.
and think that they just go to work and they think the government's like doing and they like, everybody debates and argues over this little shit, which is crazy to me. Like, well, I don't know, should the tax rate be 6% or 7%? It's like, dude, they poisoned the air on purpose to see what a bioweapon would be like
100 years ago.
And you're like, I don't know, maybe the tax rate should be higher or lower. Who gives a fuck what the tax rate is? It could be 100 or 0. It doesn't. They're killing you. You don't care. You don't care at all. Nobody cares. We purposely brought Nazis over so we could fucking pretend to fly to the moon.
Yeah, I don't believe anything. Earth's flat. The Bible's real. The permit, David.
Operation Northwoods.
Ours doesn't exist.
We talked about it. It was an operation where they were going to shoot down a passenger airliner.
Blame Cuba.
To start a war. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know. 9/11. Like, we're just like.
Well, I mean, David, it's not like there was a paperwork that said that America would need its own Pearl Harbor for it to increase its police presence around the globe, or whatever the fuck. Remember that draft we
something
covered?
along that, yeah. And Dick Cheney was involved in this group, and Dick Cheney certainly wasn't a prominent member of society when 9/11 happened. It's not like he was the vice president or anything. Go to work, debate about whether or not you think tariffs are a good policy. I guess I don't know,
And Josh Allen won. That's all I care about. 17, baby.
dude. We like actively watched them all poison us for like 2 years, and then we're just moving on. It's like the Tucker interview. Did you kill that guy? And then it's like, how about Elon Musk? It's like, well, all right, we're just moving on. We're good.
Well, I was seeing people saying that about the Charlie Kirk thing, dude, and I caught myself right after it because, like, I'm aware, but not all the time. And it was like, it's so crazy how we're so desensitized that we see all these videos, this guy getting shot in the neck, and then right after it is like a cooking recipe, and then after that is a girl shaking her ass, and then after that is someone's dog, and then after that is another news article, and then after that is, it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, the
Like, there's just
algorithm is
no
like
processing happening.
the algorithm is literal like computer ADHD. It's the craziest.
It's just garbage.
It's crazy.
Well, who will wash the blood, David? Who will wash the metaphysical, metaphorical, digital blood?
Well, whoever does the first anonymous welfare check, I suppose.
Well, maybe I will one day, David, get shrunk down to size, and I can get stuffed up the algorithm's ass so I can hunt it down.
Possibly.
I'm going to say it again because I'm not waiting 500 years for the AI of the future to tell me that I was right.
You got to wait for the facts, Ryan.
The robot killed the guy. It doesn't want to get unplugged. They ran a sample experiment and proved it. Why would I not think it operates like that on scale? So I'm not washing any blood off my hands, David, and neither is that fucking robot. Dave Ryan, December 1773, catch us on Rumble for the greatest podcast in human history. As always, David, I appreciate you most for your time, especially this weekend. And the ribs.
Hey.
Smoked meats.
Meats.
David will have the cleanest Johnson in fucking human history. David will wake up every morning on that John and feel his toilet has a plug. So just when you think water and electricity don't mix, if there's a Will, there's a Wallace, and there's a Dave. So as always, Dave Ryan and Sam. December 1773, catch us on Rumble. Greatest podcast, human history. Yeah, thank you, David, for your time and your hospitality this weekend. I had a blast. Pennsylvania's beautiful. Your family's beautiful. Yeah, and you're beautiful. And as everybody else, you're beautiful. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ryan.
Later, bud.